didn't help. Second day in a row, got a thumper. I don't get headaches that often, and when I do, I guess because I don't get them that much, I don't really know how to handle it other than take medicine. And I hate to just continue to pop pills for everything. If I took a pill for everything that hurt, I think I would take a lot of pills. Oh boy, it's kicking. And of course, I get to the office today and try to get my day started, and I was going to upload a video because I hadn't uploaded a video in a while, and it only captured part of my video. But I had to come home for a moment anyway, so I was able to get the whole video. And someone asked me the other day, I said, well, you don't post near as much stuff as you used to. Well, life's just been kind of crazy for the past month or so. Just a lot going on in our jobs, with school, and just life in general. It's just gotten really, really hectic. Life just gets busy, and that's what it's been. We don't live one of these lives that you see a lot of the YouTube folks do, where they're traveling all the time and they've always got stuff going on. A lot of our time's just sitting around, and I've been having some owies here and there, some shoulder problems, back problems, so I hadn't really had the desire to film much, but I'm gonna try to get back on the film wagon. Exciting stuff going on in our church. Exciting stuff going on in our life. We are just a couple of days away from our first soccer match of the season, and the team that bears on, our colors are going to be purple and white. I told them they should be called the Barneys, and they didn't agree. There was one kid that agreed, but I think he just likes to agree with everything. So I don't know what we're going to be called. Somebody said purple dragons, and I was like, dragons aren't purple. And I started thinking, I don't even know what a color a dragon actually is. So I don't think there's any more dragons around. So we got to think of something purple. I thought grape ape, but they're kids. They don't even know what a grape ape is. My greatest satisfaction. I think it would be hard to put it into categories of what is greater satisfaction than others, because whatever it is that gives you satisfaction at the moment is satisfaction. I've come to find out that my satisfaction in things is not in things that I buy. It's not in places that I go. However, I enjoy buying things. If I had a lot of money, I would have a lot more junk. I enjoy going places. I love just getting out and riding. I love going on vacations with my family. But I think my greatest satisfaction comes through my creativity. And that's something that I've always been very creative. Let me explain more like this. You see, being creative is just kind of something that I've always been. The place where I grew up, we didn't have much money, didn't have much of anything. There were no neighbors, but we had the woods. And so you just learn how to be creative in the games that you played, in the things that you did. You just had to get creative. I think it just comes natural because Dad was very creative. He was a musician that didn't know how to read music. So to do that, you've got to be creative. You've got to just play with things until they work. And he did that with pretty much everything. I mean, music, he was, and I follow in his footsteps, he was a jack of all trades and master of none. Very intelligent. That's where the likeness stops, because he was very intelligent. But he could do just about anything. We always had clunker cars that he made work. And somebody, I think it was Johnny Cash, wrote a song about a car that was built by all these different year models. And that's kind of the way ours were. But he could do anything. And his creativity is what allowed him to do that. Then there was Mom. Mom was very creative. She was also very intelligent. But her creativity, she could sew. And sometimes she would have patterns, sometimes she wouldn't have patterns. But one of the things, her creativity came out in the meals that she prepared, because we didn't have the gourmet lifestyle. And just, she could get, a handful of rocks and 2 pine cones and make it into an amazing meal. but she did it because she was creative. My sister, an accomplished pianist, seamstress. She can do anything. She cooks like a, oh, come on. But she's very creative, and I've always been creative, and I think a lot of it is because my family was that way. And growing up, we didn't have neighbors, so I had imaginary friends. That might make me crazy, but I had imaginary friends, and never really thought much about it. But there's constantly thoughts going through my mind of what if, what if, what if, what if. And so now, I think that's one reason I like what my job is, being a youth minister, because I have the freedom to be creative. And you have to be creative with today's teenager, because they've got everything at their fingertips. But you've got to be able to bring something that they can't pull up online, that they can't download an app for. And so my mind's constantly spinning on how can I not twist a Bible story, but how can I twist the presentation to keep them on the edge of their seat. And I never thought I really had that ability until this past year at Vacation Bible School. And I would say, hey, do you guys know what happened? And then I'll go, what? And I go, come back tomorrow and I'll tell you. And they every day, oh, come on. And it was awesome. I was like, I finally figured I can communicate after 25 years. But I love being creative through graphics and videos and different ideas like that. And at my house, I love to be creative at home. Just different things that we can do. Just off the wall things out of nowhere. Hey, let's go out on the back porch. And we go out there and they go, what are we doing? I just thought it'd be fun to walk out here. And they'll just look at me like I'm crazy, but it's family time. We get to spend time together as a family. It's passing on to my son. The boy, man, he's like his mom. He's intelligent, he's sharp, but he's very creative too. And I think a lot of that is because he's a only child. He's an only child. And when you're an only child, you've got to make stuff up. And I did it even though I had a sister. We're 4 years apart, so we weren't like peas and carrots. But he's very creative. But he's got something that we didn't have when I was a kid. He's got technology. He can get on a computer and just drop some sick beats. He's got turntables. He's got all these things on an iPad that he makes beats with. So he is probably the most creative out of all of us. And my wife is creative. She's a school teacher, and she does some of the craziest things in the coolest way to make kids want to learn. They love her class. They all want to be in her class. Parents are wanting, like, they'll call the school going, we want to make sure she's in there. He or she's in Miss Martin's room. So she's creative too. And I guess everybody has a touch of creativity to them. It's just, what do you do with your creativeness?